What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Movie Extra. I'm Nerdy Dustin,
I am Leo, aka Movies with Leo.
and we're here with Jon Bailey, the voice of the industry. You are the man. You voice everything.
I don't think I want to be the voice of the industry. It's not in great shape.
That's true.
The voice of many,
I
that's what
am
I call
an
it.
epic voice of a lot of things. How about that?
So you are the voice of multiple Transformers.
Yeah,
Um,
over 100 and counting.
that's wild.
Hmm.
Jeff the Shark. What else? Oh,
Oh, the
you're
honest trailers, of
the Honest
course.
Trailers voice.
Yes, that still exists.
That still exists. Thank goodness, because that brings me so much joy. So John, how are you doing today?
Doing great. How are you?
I am doing great. Leo, how are you
I'm
doing?
doing good. Just relaxing on the weekends, you know.
Yes. Okay. All right, John, what have you been up to lately, man? Got a lot of stuff going
This
on.
feels like a loaded question. Non-disclosure, non-disclosure, non-disclosure.
Um,
Let's see what can you tell us that you've been up to?
Okay, what I can tell you that's out now well, I mean, obviously, if you don't know anything about Marvel Rivals, it's this hugest game in the world right now. Some people are saying it's the best. A lot of people are saying not this guy, a lot of other people. 10 plus million or 80 million players. I forget what, or 100 million. I don't know. I've lost count at this point. Um, and then, but he just got a new skin, July 18th. There's the Venom skin now available with the new patch. So go check out the new 3.5, whatever they call I'm not great with terminology, so it totally gets me. But yeah, I love the Venom skin is one of my favorites because I took my time to pay attention to the comic books, and I do have the comic books as well. I take those to shows with me. I will be at a show this coming up weekend, not this weekend, but next. I guess technically now it's this coming up weekend. Madison, Wisconsin's up first. I'm going to be in Madison Comic Expo, August 9th through 11th. And then next weekend, I'll be in Tempe, if I said that right, Arizona at Justice Comics. So that's two states in a row. And then end of September, I'm going to be at Chattanooga Comic Con. I'm looking forward to that one because I'm going to be hanging out with my buddy Iron Man and Hulk from Marvel Rivals. Josh Keaton and Fred Tatasciore will be there, so that's pretty dope. And then right now, PUBG Mobile, X Transformers, as the crossover is called. My name is once again Optimus Prime. But I'm also Megatron. And I'm only one of two voice actors that I know of that's ever voiced Optimus Prime and Megatron in the same production. So they're both playable, and you can also use them as vehicles and hold up to four teammates, if I understand correctly. That event goes on to the end of this month, but the skins that are available will be permanent if you can get them. So go get them. There's also four voice packs. I'm also the voice of Bumblebee, Soundwave, Grimlock, and Starscream, and they're new voices for those characters that they had me audition, and they picked three that I hadn't done for those specific characters before. So it's not the first time I've booked any of these, but it is the newest. This is a new incarnation of the voice. So it's my first time doing one of these voices for Starscream, and Soundwave having anything to say other than Operation, rejection or
That's so
and uh,
awesome.
and and Grimlock has a totally different sound. Bumblebee's basically just me but younger. Some of my best friends are humans. It sounds so speciesist. When it's like the fourth game that I've said that he says some of my best friends are humans. You can
I
thank
want to
Foxy Ditch
know.
for the glitter on my eye. She got this glitter stuff in her hair. We went to see a movie last night and she put her head on my shoulder and now I've got glitter face.
We're all about movies, so do you want to tell us what movie y'all went and saw?
I don't know if I should say or not since there's a controversy behind it. I
Oh
will say it
no.
was me. I would also say we actually saw two movies this weekend. The Naked Gun, and I'm glad I brought this up because you mentioned honest trailers. For the first time in over 15 years, somebody went on vacation at Screen Junkies, and Epic Voice Guy gets to pick your comments. So if you go right now to the Naked Gun honest trailer, the collaboration with the Naked Gun, and leave something for me to say, and you have to say this or put in quotes what you want me to say, or I will just say whatever you say, including how badly you spell it or quote it. Pick five more people. I've already picked my five. I gave people a chance. I posted this days ago. Nobody paid attention. So the first five for this week, I had it for 2 weeks. First five have already been picked. You have one more chance for not this coming Tuesdays, but next Tuesdays. Go to that video, leave comments. I will pick five people at random. So make them good.
Love
Busy
that.
man, busy man.
That ain't even the
I know you can't say the
hold
rest,
my
right?
inner John. Yeah, I had to probably the biggest auditions I'll have this year, or one of them this weekend. I'm trying to maintain vocal quality, but the Funko Pop will be out in 2 weeks. It's an early preview for you folks who haven't seen it because this is the only one in existence besides the four they gave away it. So this is
Ooh.
one of five only out right now. Coming very soon. I've heard 2 or 3 weeks from now, so keep an eye out at your local Hot Topics and Targets and wherever else your Funko Pops are sold. And I'm also making cartoons. I can't go into more details than that, but I have been given official permission to be a real collaboration with one of my favorite IPs, and I've already got it cast. I've already got the pitch packet approved and pilots approved. I'm kind of shocked it moved as fast as it did. I have an insane cast. I've got Freakazoid. I've got Eek the Cat. I've got Scott Farkus from Christmas Story. I've got I want to say five actors from Transformers Productions. I've got multiple actors from Street Fighter and things that you would know, and obviously myself. I'm going to cast myself as a few things. So I have some people that are known for other Halo. There's a guy that worked on Halo. So I got some folks that know what they're doing and been at this for a while, or they're just super famous for other projects. I got Fred Stoller, man. If you don't know who Fred Stoller is, that's guy's a national treasure. But he's been in Rick and Morty. He was the Rusty the Wrench and Handy Manny, and I'm psyched that everybody was like, yeah, I would love to be in your thing. So that's just again just a tip of the iceberg on top of the stuff that I'm not allowed to speak about.
Wow, that's awesome. Congrats on that show then.
Thank you. I have to stay busy because I work for DuckTales, Larry. I don't make millions of dollars in contracts and get stacks of residual checks this thick in the mail. I just have to hustle. I
Yeah.
hustle for those buyout rates. So I'm Costco. I'm VoiceCo is what they should call me.
Voice Co. Love that.
Postvo. How about that? VO for voiceover.
So how's it been doing like the honest trailers for so long? How's that?
I mean, it gets so easy at this point that it's kind of second nature. They send me the script, and they know of my sexual anxiety and the spectrum issues, so it's easier for me to have all of my focus on this instead of having to think there's somebody listening to me. There's multiple people in here. It's just easier that way because I get through it much quicker. And usually I end up doing what they would have said anyway, and then they only have me just a little tiny bit of stuff that they'll send back for me to record and send back to them. So it just kind of streamlines the process. So we kind of rock them out, and I would say that total time probably takes a few hours. But that's they literally only pay me for a few hours anyway, so it works out that way. Um, but yeah.
Yeah, they're very creative though. I love those. I used to watch them all the time. I haven't gone
See,
back.
don't say things like that when you're interviewing the guy. I used to watch that show.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That was a
No,
great show that's still going on right now,
no,
but I don't watch it anymore.
In all
no,
The
fairness,
implications and all that implies makes me feel bad.
no. I'm gonna go watch them all right now. That's what
That's
I'm gonna do.
right. You should have already.
And I
I
will
watch it
go
every week.
comment.
This is my favorite show. I don't watch anything else but that. That's all.
That's all I
That's all I
watch
watch.
now.
John, I still watch him all the time. I've been watching him since day one, so
I'll give you an easy one. I'm a big fan of your work. Just stick with that one.
Big fan
big
of your
fan.
work.
You don't even have to remember what they work on. Just you don't even have to know what they are. Just big fan of your work. Oh,
I
thank you.
actually am a big fan of your work because I'm a huge nerd. Everything you do, I watch. So,
You guys don't really know about all the non-nerd stuff, but that's, obviously my favorite thing too. So, but yeah, there's other stuff. I'm in a Chex commercial. There's a Dr. Pepper commercial. I'm a pirate in going around right now. There's a SpongeBob ad out there somewhere with my voice in it, which they
Wow.
fully animated me and as a character and not just, the voice of something. But that was cool. So, although and I'm not super thrilled about the fact that they're doing ads for something that was never supposed to be an ad for things, but the movie's coming, so they got that thing going on.
Hmm. How about Deadpool? You used to do Deadpool too. Or you did some scenes.
What do you mean you see again with the used to stuff? Are
I'm
you trying to say that
sorry.
I'm retired now? Jeez,
No, you're
man.
not retired. I Deadpool hasn't come.
Yes,
It's
I
been a year.
ongoing do Deadpool things. Again, that falls in that realm of I
I
can't
love
talk
your
about it
work.
stuff.
I love your work.
The only Deadpool stuff that I can talk about is how much fun it is to record for how it should have ended whenever they decide to let me know, oh, hey, Deadpool's going to be in a thing. Would you like to do Deadpool again? But yeah, everything else is super, super hush hush, unfortunately. Sorry.
Hmm.
I want to know
All
about
I can
Jeff.
really say is that yes, I get to voice Deadpool sometimes. I know. This guy understands. He wears brown pants. It's a good thing this is not smell-o-vision, because they both would have shat themselves.
That's awesome.
I want to know about Jeff the Shark. How did that come? Like, how was that?
I wish there was more to the story. It was just a standard audition that I worked a decade and a half to get the right, representation, the right resume, and the right body of work, and be good at my job and learn everything I could, and know cool things to do in order when you get an audition, you're not like, oh, what, this is a weird one. Yeah, it was just one of those things like, oh, okay, I get what they're going for. I kind of already assumed what everybody else would do based on how they described it, but I already knew of the character because I do Deadpool stuff. So I was like, oh, I know he's from that. And then they had a little bit more in it in the audition that I didn't know about. And after I booked it, though, that's actually went and did the research for it before I went in to record. So I found the sad plight of Jeff the Shark. It's so sad. Well, anyways, he's adorable.
Oh man, that's so awesome. The video game stuff though, had you done voiceover for video games beforehand?
He's such a
Like,
huge fan.
I, I'm gonna be honest, I don't.
I
I'm
have
not.
lost count. I've worked on so many freaking games. I've worked on a lot of Game of the Years as well. I worked on the Evil Dead game, which got Horror Game of the Year. I worked on God of War 4, which won Game of the Year. I worked on all the XCOM movies, which won Game of the Year. So I worked on some pretty big titles. Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, which is where half of Jeff's voice originated from. I was the symbiotes and Asgardians in that. I'm the voice of Marvel Snap. Oh, Snap! And the Collector in the Marvel Snap game. I was additional voices in What If Season 2 and Hawkeye. I filled in for Ryan's voice in Deadpool and Wolverine. And then let's see what else did Marvel related specifically. I did some stuff for like the temp voiceover ADR stuff for like some Disney rides. It's never my final voice and the things, but like filling in for Pedro Pascal and Anthony Daniels when they're doing production, that stuff like that's really cool. Now that it's out, I can just say like, oh, I helped with that. Voices of toys, Optimus Prime, the new Bop at Optimus Prime toy. You can get that cheap on Walmart.com for only 14.88, and it'll be shipped there within the next day or so.
Is there
Uh,
is there any game
then
that
let's see,
you've
more
already?
recently, there's more recent games in it. Transformers wise, Galactic Trials was like last December, I think, where I was Megatron, Shockwave, and Soundwave. That was cool getting to voice the trio of the coolest. You Starscream Megatron, it's kind of, neck and neck. Which one of those are the coolest? And then let's see. Oh, tons of stuff for Elder Scrolls Online. Mega Man 11, and on I could go. Dishonored to Halo Wars, Street Fighter 5 and 6. Yeah, anyway, my list is World of Warcraft. I'm actually a fairly famous character. The Murlocs in World of Warcraft, I'm the giant Murloc. Whatever that sounded like. I can't even remember now. Persona 5 Tactica, Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth. Yeah, it goes on and on and on and on and on.
John,
Wow.
I literally play Marvel Snap every day.
Oh, snap.
I did not know that was you, and now like the fact that I hear your voice every day, and now that
People don't even know because they don't realize how much I do. They know me for one specific thing, and they just don't realize I'm a Swiss Army voice. I do every voice. Some people are really great at one thing. I knew in order to be able to survive off of just this as a career without having to do 200 or 300 other jobs, which I still kind of have to do between social media and auditioning and trying to create content and networking and traveling and going to shows and making pennies to add up to something that can pay the bills and make sure that everybody's taken care of. So it's just a freaking hustle. I don't know what else to say. It's a hustle. Some people make millions of dollars because they're super famous, but I'm not a Morgan Freeman. And some people are already famous because they're A-list celebrities like Chris Hemsworth. I fill in for Chris Hemsworth when he's not available. So and you guys never notice like when Transformers 1, you might John Wave. That's gonna be my new nickname, John Wave. John was Soundwave in Transformers 1. They might know that, but they didn't know that I did a ton of the ADR for a ton of other voices in there. I was Starscream at some point. All that it matters is the strength of one bot over another. And Alpha Trion, before they even knew what voice they were going to get for him, and the race announcer, and the security bots. I was both of their voices at one point, and all the stuff that got left into the show, all the high guard, all the miners. There's tons of my voices mixed in there. D16, rise up. They're just mixed in there. You just have to listen for them. And then some of my voice for Orion Pax and Optimus Prime is still in the film, and nobody even notices.
Wow, that's incredible.
I did
Yeah,
start
you just if you're good at your job, nobody will notice. If you're bad at your job, everybody will notice.
I did start this podcast with the voice of the industry. I wasn't kidding here.
I just kind of get every little job I can get. I feel like I'm the guy that just does all the jobs that nobody else either knows about or just don't know how because they're such niche things. Doing NPCs is a fair, it could be a full-time job because if you're doing 3+ characters for 4 hours at a time and you're making decent, money for whatever type game it is, and sometimes if the kind to get, because I was booking a lot of, again, I can't talk about a lot of these, but they're open world. The one I can talk about though, like New World Azeroth. Like I do tons of voices. A lot of people are like, oh, okay, so you're Father Russo, and I'm like, actually, I'm 100 other characters in there too. You play through the game. It's open world. It's thousands of NPCs plus some, not to mention tens of thousands of players at any given time. So you never know when you might run into Jon Bailey. So in Street Fighter, there's somebody finally is like, oh, okay, I know at least one place I can find you in the sumo bar. You can hear me as part of the sumo dance, part of the sumo bar thing. That's the only one of the things I can remember. But I know multiple characters you can literally pick a fight with on the street, which I was like, that's finally a genius idea to make Street Fighter where you can actually fight on the street.
It's the whole point of the name.
That's so.
I the a quick question for you that you say, oh, I can't talk about this. Is there any like that you have done, but on your contract it says you can't talk about it?
Oh yeah, there's tons of
If
stuff.
there's tons of
That's what
like,
I think. I have to give them a vague thing like, oh, I work for Disney, or I do voices for Disney Imagineering, or I do voices for Marvel Studios, without saying any more than that. And
and
that's
that's
literally the limit that I can say.
yeah, and that's kind of because they don't want them to figure out, oh, it's someone else, not this actor.
I don't
So
know. I don't know. I think it's more that they think that, oh, this guy might know something and we can get a leak from him or a spoiler, or they just don't. Because 80, I mean, look, I literally asked the director of Transformers 1, I was like, anything, am I allowed to talk about doing ADR for? He's like, yeah, yeah, of course you can. Once the movie's out, it's fine. And that's coming from a director of the film who told me directly when he was the guy had me filling in for Chris Hemsworth that it was okay. So I assume, obviously, your non-disclosure agreements usually expire after 5 years, but some of them it's more of an unspoken friendly. If you want to be in good graces with a client, just don't ever talk about it. Because there's been projects where I worked on that were canceled. And there was one really cool AAA title. It was a brand new IP. And the concept was really freaking cool. And I knew some of the voices I was going to be working on. I had a really funny, cool character that I'd created this voice for, and we recorded on it multiple times, and it just disappeared, just gone, just like that. Never gonna be. Who knows? It may be gone forever. It may come back in some other form, but it sucks because original IPs are, I like new original stuff, So it's great working for my favorite brands. I love working for Transformers. I love working for Marvel. I love working for Star Wars, Lego, Muppets. All those are all my favorite guys to work for. That's great. But working on a new IP means I don't have to worry about being the 11th voice of Optimus Prime or the third voice of Jeff the Shark or whatever. I don't have anybody to compare it to. It's all brand new original stuff, and I love creating. That's my favorite thing to do. That will lead me to one little side note. I've been getting a lot of weird messages because somebody screen grabbed, without my permission, by the way, me towards the end of my live stream. I'm just freaking tired. I'd gotten back from San Diego Comic-Con, and I went on a little like and I wasn't actually, I wasn't fully on messing, but I was just trying to explain because they're like, oh, you're so cool and you have such a great, I would love to have you. I'm like, dude, my life's not, there's nothing wrong with not having a life. If that's what you enjoy doing, I love creating. I can't create if I'm out doing whatever. I don't enjoy doing the things that people like to do. I do go to the gym when I need to go to the gym. I do go out and watch movies. I do go out to eat. I do travel and see people. So I don't like social situations. I prefer to work alone if I can. And I like to save money and put that into better places than wasting on something that I don't really need or have to do. So it's okay that I don't have a lot of friends. It's okay that I don't have a lot of social physical interaction with people and that I do online things more or that I work from home. I enjoy it. I'm really good at it and I really love doing it. Just because I'm tired doesn't mean there's something wrong with me. Like, gosh, man, these people just take a little something and they run with it, and it's like, it's not how the force works. Calm down.
Nope.
I'm not the only one. Look, Steve Bloom moved to Hawaii. Okay. There's nothing wrong with isolation. There's nothing wrong with solitude. When you get to a certain point where you can't pump your gas because somebody, you're Jeff the Shark, but I mean, I'm advertising for it. If I don't want to be recognized, I'll put on a regular shirt. I'll zip it up in a jacket. I do that just to be safe because they may not know what this looks like, but they might recognize something if they're play or if it's Transformers related. But I also like wearing cool, nerdy, cute. Look at this guy. Come on. I mean, he's got little beans and everything. Well,
Yeah, I think
anyways, but
celebrities
it's
need
you
their
get
own
to a point
space.
though because of your status that you can't really interact with people socially because you get had a guy today, 15 messages, follow me back, follow me back. It means so much. I main Jeff, you have to follow me back. No, I don't. I don't know you. You're a stranger. And
Yeah,
anybody that is nice to me automatically are on my radar because I don't, you're only nice to me now because of the something that I like that I do or that you like that I work on. And you like me for the character that I voice, not necessarily me as a person. You don't know me as a person because I'm an isolated person and I keep to myself. And my interactions on social media have been trimmed down to thumbs up and thanks and okay because I just, you get to a point where you can't trust people because there are a lot of people out there that would try to take advantage of you. There's again nothing wrong with that. That doesn't mean anything that's emotionally or mentally unstable or wrong with somebody. Okay.
yeah. People need to
Jeez. I'm not allowed to
understand
be
that.
tired. I streamed one time. And thanks for asking for permission before going viral yet and yet another video and bringing a bunch of weird people sympathizing for me for no good reason on my page.
Yeah, I think the people gotta understand that like celebrities are
It's either
people
one
too.
extreme or another. They
You know?
either hate you for from a misunderstanding. That happened recently with American Beagle and Sweeney Todd's little commercial. Just because it has a deep voice on it doesn't mean it's mine. On the other hand, that just means my SEO for epic voices is pretty dang good when people automatically assume you're the epic voice of everything. But no, that was not me. Neither was Caged Heat. I would love to have been the voice of Caged Heat, but that's Howard Parker from Tropic Thunder if you know your movies.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. No, people need to understand celebrities are people too. They
We're
need their
just it's
space.
just a job, guys. I'm just a
Yeah.
freaking dude doing a job. Okay, my job just happens to be a little more public than most people's because you don't see construction. Are you Joe that built that house down the street? Can I get your autograph? Like, there's probably a universe out there where it's like that, where like regular people get swamped by the paparazzis, and it's famous people taking their pictures. You know.
Could be. Nah, dude, I get like I'm a movie producer. I get asked all the time, "Can I be in your movie? Can you put me in your movie?"
Oh yeah,
No, that's not how the
exactly. They just as soon as they know that you have something they want, automatically I cannot take you seriously. I
Nope.
cannot believe that you just only want. I have people like, hey, I just want to chat and hang out. No, no, you just want to be able to say, I'm friends with Jon Bailey. I'm friends with the famous person. I know how this is. I know what you really are. You can come to my appearances. We can have our
Dude,
interactions. You know what I mean?
I I
You can
literally
see me on the internet. I that is there. There's a boundary there. Having boundaries does not mean that there's something wrong with me. Having boundaries is how I keep myself safe from people who are trying to take advantage. Because as many people are out there that love what I do and are genuinely nice people and actually care, about me as a person because they don't want anything to happen to the little Jeff voice guy. But they don't know me. They don't know who I am or what I'm about. That's because I prefer to keep my personal life private. And I think that you should respect people's boundaries and leave them alone. And if they don't want to get a picture in public, then don't give them a hard time. I've seen people do this to way bigger stars. They try to take a picture of John Cena. I didn't even see anything. He wasn't even in the. There's just like nothing there. It's just a floating fork.
No,
Oh my God.
I've seen it firsthand. This was back. They were filming the first Jumanji in Atlanta, and I was filming another movie like a couple streets over. We all met up at a place called Ogosi's for dinner. Jack Black was there, table over from us,
Oh boy.
swamped with people. Like
Yep.
we're just trying to
Because a
eat
lot of them know
dinner.
that's their only chance to ever see it. But if they would
Yep.
just be calm and respectful, then
It's
most of these guys will be like, look, if you just chill and wait till I'm done eating and talking to my friends, I'll be happy to see everybody outside for a second and get everybody do a quick picture. I'm not going to do any autographs or give them just give them some boundaries. And if they cannot respect it, bye. You ruined it for the whole group. Don't be that person. If you want that interaction, you want us to feel safe, then don't do that to people. I get really weirded out when people give me comments where they're like, "Oh, I know where that location is. I would have said something." I'm like, "No, I don't. There's a reason why I don't post while I'm at some place live. I still
yeah.
have an underage child and I'm trying to keep her safe because she's not, even if she was over 18, I would still want her to be safe. I don't want people stalking my kids or messing with me. And I mean, I still have people that randomly just troll on things like you abandon your kids. Getting divorced is not abandoning your kids. Working my butt off to make sure that they're all taken care of. So my son is safe in a group home and my daughters are safe and the oldest is with her fiance. You know, my other one is done with school and moved out. They're over 18. Like they're fine. Nobody is abandoned. I'm the one by myself right now. I don't know what they're talking about.
Uh,
Yeah, no, it is it's absolutely ridiculous. And
Yeah, so when I'm out and about, I'm not out I'm not out to be seen. And unless I'm like, obviously I like wearing these shirts because this is the biggest comfortablest shirt that I have right now, to be perfectly honest. My other I don't have any other branded stuff right now except plain black and white. And in LA, you don't want to wear plain black and white for reasons that I won't go into. You could get shot, So yeah, you just have to be careful. But I have a jacket or something. Even when it's hot, I'll just zip it up. I'm not going around trying to advertise all the time, but I do like to be comfortable. And I think it's a cute shirt. Even if I didn't book the thing, I probably would have still bought this. Look at his little
that's
bone.
awesome.
that is pretty amazing. I love
Now
it.
at Hot Topic.
The-
That's that's definitely like the next Stitch, like as cute as it is.
I didn't notice it until I sat next to the animator of Stitch, and I was looking at his 3D model. I saw the stripes on his back. And I looked at Jeff and I looked at him and I looked at the eyes and then I looked at those colors and I'm like, wait a minute. I mean, I love Jeff and I don't know what you're talking about. And thank you, Marvel and Disney, for employing me.
John,
Speaking of Disney, okay, there
oh,
is one other thing I'm allowed to talk about.
okay.
I cannot confirm anything because I honestly don't know, but I would assume, logically speaking, that this project will come around spooky season. But if you go to Disney Plus right now and look up The Doomies, Doomies, The Doomies, you can actually see a synopsis and it says coming soon. And they have put this out there and they premiered it at a film festival during San Diego Comic-Con, but not at San Diego Comic-Con last year. So I'm officially allowed to say that I am the voice of Doug because that was announced. He's in the main cast, and it's an animated, spooky comedy action show for kids on Disney Plus, and I'm super psyched because this is my first time being a regular in an animated cast. So I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm gonna have to buy Disney Plus just to watch it.
That's
That's
awesome.
awesome.
Congrats on that one too.
Love that.
So yeah, keep an
Uh,
eye out on that one, and obviously I'm just going to keep on updating my website every week. Usually every 1 to 2 weeks we try to update the website with new appearances. So I've got Wisconsin coming up weekend, and then I've got Arizona the weekend after that. And I know there's some in there in between there that I'm forgetting, but we will update that site. We're trying to get spots in Texas, Arkansas, all the way across the country, so everybody. So just in case you're not near a big convention, you might be near a good comic shop, and we're trying to work with those guys because that's a little easier to for a lot of people don't have to worry about paying convention prices to get in. You get longer time, you get more options, there's not as crowded. There's so many benefits of doing it smaller. Anyways, but yeah, that's I don't think there's anything else I'm allowed to say, or you have any questions though, till our
What
time on
happened to
Zoom runs
Transformers
out.
sequel? I'm just kidding. You must know Transformers One sequel. What happened? Just kidding.
So I was on a panel at BotCon with Josh Cooley, and I just went ahead and pitched. I went ahead and shot my shot. I was like, I'm just saying you could do this, this, and this. I get basically he's like, are you just pitching the whole movie right now? I was like, I'm not saying you can't have that idea because it's a good one. But I was like, I don't. If Hasbro's moving into games, why not make it a AAA title and put the movie elements so finish the story that way? Make it open world AAA title. I would play the crap out of that game. Right now, people really want to see something great. They haven't had an original non-crossover game. I've worked on a lot of mobile games lately because they're doing tons of crossovers, and I think six of them at this point. So my resume keeps racking up more and more roles. But the main AAA brand new, Galactic Trials is the last one we had since Devastation, maybe? It might be oh no, Earthspark. Earthspark had a game. I forgot about that one. So there's not been a lot going on. So as far as like cartoons, you got the the shorts that just came out for Cyber World, and there's not any big thing. People are going back. I think they're redoing the AAA titles though in 4K for the new consoles. That I feel like that's the thing I read. So the War for Cybertron, Fall for Cybertron stuff's going to be redone. I don't. Maybe that's just a rumor. I thought that I read that someplace
I love redoing
before my
stuff.
time, but still love Transformers. One of my favorites.
I would, yes, I would love personally original stuff. This crossover, I like to call it the Fortnite effect. It's in like everything now. And
I'll be honest. The
Hasbro,
only reason why I even got Fortnite was to get the Deadpool free guy and dude skins, and that was it. I didn't care about and Optimus Prime. I didn't care
I
about any
forgot.
other ones. And I didn't voice any of them, but I was just like, I just love doing. I love those characters. I would have bought the whole game just to get those. And I found that's when I found out that you can't just get the skins you want. You have to wait till they're available. I'm like, dang it. So I managed to get Optimus and Dude, but I'm still missing Free Guy. So I'm hoping when they've confirmed a sequel, so eventually we'll get another one. I hope they might give me a second chance to grab it.
I loved that movie. Yes, I
So
love that.
it's one of my favorites. I love that because it was original IP based on something we know. And I was like, finally, that's a I can't believe somebody hadn't done a live action Wreck-It Ralph already.
And it got delayed a little bit at first, so I was
I
worried
didn't know
that
about
wasn't.
that part.
Was
But
it
yeah,
delayed?
I feel like it got pushed quite a few because of COVID.
Yeah,
COVID,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's right. I forgot.
because I think it was supposed to come out in the summer, and then it got released closer to Christmas or something like that.
Yeah, COVID messed up a lot of productions. Cost me a couple of jobs too.
Same.
Yeah, it's hard to be the voice of a WWE show when they can't go and do the show.
I was we just started season 2 of The Righteous Gemstones and we got sent home.
Oh, snap.
So
I didn't know you worked on that show. You know that's one of my favorites, right?
no. Oh.
So I can't confirm or deny this, but I could swear Danny McBride must have gone to some of the churches I grew up next to because the pastor who was a former wrestler, we had a wrestler at our church, by the way, and his name was Roy, and he looked a lot like John Goodman. And his son had the pork chop sideburns with the dark hair and a wife with red hair. And I'm like, oh, this is getting a little
Oh,
too. This is getting. And I would go into further, but this is. I try to keep a family friendly podcast, but there's a lot of similarities. Like, whoa,
that's
somebody's
wild.
been the Bible belt buckle of I'm sorry, the belt buckle of the Bible belt. There you go. Say that 5 times fast.
Yeah, it was that show. It's definitely one of my favorites. It sucks we don't do it anymore.
Yeah, my current list of favorites was Righteous Gemstones, Resident Alien, Ghosts, and Severance, and I know I'm forgetting a couple of other ones that this one's an older one, but I only recently found it and finally got to watch it. The Toast of London, and that one's hilariously, especially if you're a voice actor, because it's just so many voice jokes in it. I've actually had that situation with the pushing the button happen 3 times since I watched the show, and they're like, Jon Bailey, this is so and so. Can you hear me? He's like, yes, I can hear you when you push the dang button. It really does happen.
Oh,
Anyways, let me think. Dang, I can't think of any other ones that are like ones I frequent. I love Secret of Skinwalker Ranch. That one's just ridiculously fun to watch.
Did you
Um,
like Ted Lasso? Did you watch that one?
no, I never. It was on my list to get around to, and I never got around to it. It's hard for me to get into sports shows, no matter how good they are,
Yeah.
because I'm not a sports balls guy.
Or The
But yeah,
Bear. The Bear is also a really good
oh,
one.
The Bear is fantastic.
yeah, I haven't watched that one. He was again on the list of things to watch that I never got around to. But yeah, I've been trying to catch up with some old ones that I'd been meaning to see and just never really got to it. But then I'll find out that Foxy Ditch hasn't seen something that's epic, and I'm like, oh, you got to see this thing. She had never seen my favorite episode of Aqua Teen Hunger Force
Oh,
with Han Banana.
oh, it's a show I haven't thought about in a while.
uh,
Oh wow.
and then I had to show her the Stink Meaner Returns episode of Boondocks. That one's classic. Um, the Exorcist parody one. And let's see, there was a few other ones that I was just like, you got to see these. These are too good. I did finish X-Men 97. That was dope. I was almost an X-Men. I can't beat Ross Marquand. He's too famous for me. He was already in the MCU, so that's probably why he got the role. I did. I thought my Professor Xavier was far superior to his. Exactly. See that face? That's what I thought was gonna happen, but or at least get a Sentinel because I had some cool voices for the Sentinels, but kudos Eric Bauza.
oh.
Mm.
Well, if I was casting that, I would have casted you.
Well, you'd think the casting was like was somebody that I'd worked with in Screen Junkies. Like they did. I got the call back, but the thing is, I got the call back for Beast. And no offense, but I've never been a huge Beast fan. And then when I got the original
Same.
actors, I'm like, thank goodness, because I'd much rather have them do the voices anyway.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I have to know what's your favorite season or episode of The Righteous Gemstones?
That's impossible. They're all freaking great. That show just kept getting better and better and better.
Mm.
Oh man, I can't. That's like picking your kid and being like, "That's my favorite one."
My favorite kid is my son.
I will never admit that to anybody though,
I
because
only have one kid,
they
so
don't care if you say that. But as much as they're feeling sorry for me for a misunderstanding yesterday, they're going to be hating on me for picking a favorite kid today.
oh, love that.
Kevin's my favorite child. I'm sure I've got one named Kevin. No, Kevin. Sorry.
Did you get
Gary, is there a Gary here? Anyone? No.
Oh, did you get to you went to Comic-Con this year, right?
Yeah, that was a big one, man. That was busy. Made a total awkward fool of myself in front of TV/movies Nathan Fillion and Alan Tudyk,
Wow.
I love those two
the
so
other
much.
Optimus Prime. Both of which I'm like, you're the guy that beat me out for Gravity Falls, and you're the guy that beat me out for Transformers. Nice to meet you. No, I didn't say it.
Oh, Nathan, I love those two. Leo just had his first Comic-Con this year. Got to
Yeah.
do his
Wow,
panel.
your first one ever?
Ever.
Oh,
It was definitely an
jeez.
experience. That
So
was.
you've discovered a new smell, have you,
Oh my
Princess?
God.
What a
You know,
wonderful new smell you've discovered.
yeah. Yeah. It was definitely
Axe body
interesting.
spray is not an excuse for showers, guys.
Fun fact,
Definitely
Leo,
not.
You can't spray the funk away. It only makes it worse. Trust me.
that's not
You're
just
nose blind,
Comic-Con.
we're not.
That's every convention.
Ugh. Yeah, I
That's where
rather just
that's
go
where
to the big
Comic-Con
one.
crud was invented. It was the mixture of Axe body sprays and
Mhm.
unshowered bodies
It
with
was
zero
rough.
deodorant. Just Axe body spray.
The worst part is when there's the crowd and you're stuck behind one.
Oh yeah. Oh, I've been right there. It was like that scene in Pepe Le Pew back in the day where it's like your nose, the nostril just went like mass.
You're just floating behind.
Oh yeah.
It's like the flowers
Oh,
are dying behind,
Oh man.
it was
Yeah.
definitely an experience, though,
and
and
they're
it was
always
very
physical
overwhelming.
people. Can I hug you? No, no, you
Des.
can't.
They
If I had a
always
crucifix right now,
Uh,
you shall not pass.
stay away. I kept going. The funniest thing is that when you're walking, you're also going like this. Is it
Yeah.
me? Is it
is it
me?
me?
No, I have a booger.
What?
Am I the bad guy?
I swear I showered today. What is going on?
It's not you, Leo. It's
There's a different guy. There's an anxious sweat that just stink. I was doing a big audition today. When I got done, I was like, "Why does that smell sour?" And I'm like, "That's me. One pit, and I just showered a few hours ago." And I'm like, "Oh, I'm deodorant the crap out of that hole."
You know those big backpacks that they give you at Comic Con, the one that has like a promotion, and they give you like a pin, and then
Yeah, yeah.
I was wearing that, and I did not know how much it makes you sweat if you.
Oh yeah, because it's vinyl.
Yep.
Yeah,
And it's just, and then the sun from San Diego or wherever you are is just beating on your back, and it's just
yeah,
heating up your whole body. So one half of you is soaked in
yeah.
sweat, and you're sludging, and the front
I,
half's dry, except
I
for
had,
right here where your head's just.
and you have the
You have
stripe.
the pit. You have the strap sweat stains across your shirts,
It was so bad. I had to go outside and sit for a
and
bit.
usually you're
So,
sunburned on this half, whichever half you were walking towards the convention all day, because when you run back, the sun's already gone, so you're
yeah.
only half burnt.
Uh,
Or you were like me and you cosplayed Kingpin and shaved your head and forgot to put sunscreen on, and your head's just beaming red. Yeah, that was what that was. I'll never forget my first Krabby Patty.
yeah,
Oh.
definitely an experience. Very overwhelming. I didn't even record any content. I was just in awe with
You know, I
everything.
keep forgetting to do stuff. I'm like, man, I wish I'd recorded that. Just like I can't believe I forgot to say to Nathan Fillion, "Oh, I worked on Deadpool and Wolverine. You're Deadpool." That would have. You think that connection would have made sense? Nope, I totally forgot.
Yeah, but I hopefully I go back next year. It was definitely something to experience again, and definitely something that's huge that you need all 4 days. I only went twice, the 2 days, the last 2 days.
Wow.
But
Well, the Sundays are usually the easiest days to get in, but
yeah,
Sa Friday and Saturday, especially Saturday, that's those days are freaking insane. What shocked me with San Diego Comic Con was way bigger on Sunday than I've ever seen this year.
yeah,
It was
actually,
just as crowded as Saturday. It was insane. I guess because I saw the COVID crowds and I was like, I don't think it'll ever recover from this.
oh,
Frack it. Half the studios didn't even show up and it still blew up this year. I was like, geez, this is worse than before COVID. I
No.
think people are just desperate. They really want to get away. They want to escape from what's going on in the world. And pop
hmm.
culture is just like their new distraction. I get it. It's bad.
Yeah, and I mean, also I didn't want to spend anything, and I walked out with a whole bunch of stuff. I was like,
Yeah. Well, there's also
Oh.
tons of freebies at those things. So
yeah,
even if you don't have a lot of money, you usually end up with tons of swaggy stuff. And since you can only get them there, they end up being kind of valuable-ish, you know?
yeah, yeah. You could say that too. Yeah, I got some.
I'll give you a perfect example. They were giving out stuff at the Marvel Tops booth. Freaking 1 out of 2,000 limited edition It's Jeff Fantastic Four covers. And they had one with Silver Shark Thing as the Herald of Galactus on the cover. I'm like,
Oh.
oh yeah, I'll take these. Holy crap. I had mine graded after I signed it.
Wow.
Coming soon to a show near you. Hopefully it'll grade pretty high because they all the spines were messed up because they were free books. But the fact that they're Comic-Con limited editions and I signed it, all I have to do now is never sign another one ever again. And it will be infinitely valuable.
Well, I won't ask you to sign one then. That's out the
Damn it.
door. Dang it.
And I
Now,
got one right
I do
here.
have one other. I accidentally got two copies of the Fantastic Four with Jeff on the cover. So one of them I sent off to be graded. So I will be parting with that second copy.
We'll see who gets
Keep up with my
the
schedules
giveaway.
on the site.
Oh. John, like what I want to talk about though is how'd you get started in all this? Is this what you wanted to do for a career?
Yeah, I didn't know it was a job when I first started. I'm sorry, this freaking mustache hairs are fighting with my nostril hairs. They're like,
Yeah.
so I always did voices since I was really young, 3 or 4 years old. Started, competition with my mom on who could do better Grover. But I didn't have television. I had Fisher Price tapes that I played around with, but the PBS was all we had on television at the time, and my grandmother was the only one I knew that had a TV. So my options for voices were very, very limited to Sesame Street and Mr. Rogers, and only when I was at grandma's house. So I really didn't understand fully what that it was a job or anything like that till the teenage years when Al Gore invented the internet. And they started putting together two and two, like what voices did on what shows, and anyway. So yeah, just kind of thing I fell into from I just want to say God's blessings. I don't know how else to describe it. I don't belong in this career at all, especially doing it ethically and as best I possibly can, despite my diagnosis and problems with communication and awkwardness with people. I've managed to still make a career out of this. But yeah, I just try to not go brown nose the people who are doing productions and be their best friends. I'm obviously nice to them and I'll joke with them, but I don't spend all my time trying to be your best. But I just do the job. I try to do the very best at the job that I possibly can. Do a great job, get it done in as few takes as possible, get them done early so they have a great lunch, and then repeat. So I don't have to audition. I just get requested to do stuff at some point because they realize, oh, this guy's a great worker. He does a good job, takes direction well, gets it done fast. We like this. So try to be extremely flexible. And then a lot of it's just learning as much as I can. And that's where I got started on the internet back in the day. Now they've got a great website called iwanttobeavoiceactor.com by the legendary D. Bradley Baker. You know him from all the clones and Clone Wars and Perry the Platypus, as well as any other creatures. He's Appa and, a bunch of Secret Tunnel, Sim. He made this great site. It's just resource informational only. But if you want to learn about what voice acting is and all that implies, that's where you go. And that was great because now I don't have to answer like, how do you get into voiceover? Oh, there you go, website. But it does take a lot of trial and error. I had to learn things, a lot of things the hard way. Like I've mentioned several times now, communications, I bit of dyslexia, a bit of misunderstanding things, misreading things, and not being able, brain being a million miles away because of distractions and ADHD while somebody else is speaking, and yeah, or I'm also partially deaf, partially hard of hearing from all the really loud jobs I used to do before. Forklift, heavy machine operator for many many years in very loud places like paper places where you had to recycle the paper. So machines make it hard, especially out of this side. And so yeah, there's always a situation where I have no idea what they said, and I'm just like, uh-huh, and they're like, what? I'm like, oh no, I have no idea what they said. I Especially when they go to these places where it's like, and I can't hear anything. I'm no freaking clue.
You're
That's
just
why I
like
just I take
vibing. You're
Voxy
like,
Ditch with me everywhere I go, or I'm literally on my phone, so at least I have some witness in case I agreed or disagreed with something I don't even know or understand. Who knows? So anyway, but I feel like other than making a very bad first impression, and learning how to human better, because I spent a good 20 years with just my own children and not interacting with the world. It's taken a lot of practice, and especially when you're on the spectrum. It takes a lot of freaking practice to interact like a human being, and not just wow, that guy's a really great actor. Because right now, you guys think, oh, yeah, is he total full? No, this is all acting. This is not me. I'm freakazoid in real life. You can't, I just got really good at it. Thankfully, without medications though, so nobody can hold that against me either.
in what part of your career do you feel like you had something special that was when it took off and you felt like, oh, this is
There's
special?
always like been big breaks after big breaks. Like with XCOM, the first one, that was the first big AAA title. The casting director found me through YouTube by accident.
Wow.
Same exact video. That's crazy. Same exact video my manager had found, and the same video that Screen Junkies originally found. And I had already been doing voiceover through a place called Studio Center. So I just done a little bit, I booked like 1 to 3 jobs a month, nothing huge other than doing some Star Wars voices for some toys and commercials. And that was about the biggest thing I'd done. Everything else was pretty small. But they're like, oh, you've done, you're seem like you're really good at this stuff. And it was just opportunity after opportunity. And then kind of what I'd been working on now, it took me a decade and a half, but eventually, once you get a window and you have an opportunity to be in front of the people who make the decisions and you show them what you're capable of doing, if you're great at it and you can just maintain and act like a human and not let your mouth get faster than your brain or vice versa, or any other social awkward issues, they will be like, oh, you're really good at your job and you get done really well. And they will, it gets you more of the auditions. The more you book, obviously, the more that they pay attention, like, oh, we should give this guy more stuff. Or one particular client will blow up, and then it's like, oh, we want to get the voice of that guy from that thing, so that it all works together. I mean, I hate to make a Transformers reference, but I do a lot of them. But it is really does really work like a well-oiled machine. It just depends on how much effort you put into maintaining it. Because take two guys, I have to say, take two people. X-Force, we're more diverse. I'm gender blind. It's my cross to bear. Two people with a vehicle. Both of them have the exact same vehicle. One maintains it, one does not. Well, which one's going to last longer? So if you put work into it and you go and find out the information that you can learn, and always be learning the new technologies and the new whatever's booking, and listen to what's booking out there. I know you might actually have to watch cartoons and television and pay attention to credits and go on websites and pay a little money for some coaching classes. And I'm slowly working on getting all of everything I've learned in the last 20 years onto IndieHub.pro, which is Voxy Ditch's website. And having them split up sort of where they're scaled, so you're not spending thousands of dollars on coaching. Like, oh, I just want, it's like Liberty Mutual. You only pay for what you need. You just want to learn about just video game voicing specifically for mobile games. Well, that'll be a class by itself. Not everything to know about voice acting and this other thing you want to learn. So where college kind of gives you that, oh, you have to take all this other stuff to figure out what you want to do. I'm just like, here's exactly what you need specifically for the things you want to learn. If you don't want to learn about this stuff, don't worry, don't pay for that. They might cross over at some point because a lot of those skills are copy paste. But once you get an overall view, you might end up being a Swiss Army knife. You might end up being as really good at one or two things. You might be really good at one specific thing. How will you know until you learn it? But some of the courses are free. Signing up is free. There is a non-disclosure agreement because there are people like, which side you're on, I don't know. There's people like this guy who make movies and stuff, and their IPs need to be protected. So the NDA is really just to protect them and has nothing else to do with that other than just, it's like I said, free to sign up. Don't let that scare you. We did a little video just so we can protect our movie producers and TV producers and their shows and their IPs and stuff. And but I also thought it was a great place to put up all my courses because some of it does happen to be about making films, ADR, for example. I have a free course about ADR in there. A lot of people don't even know what it is until they find out about it. Like, oh, Frank, that's cool. How will you know you're good at something until you try it out or until you learn about it? You might be great. This is one of the things that I tell people for free. If you're in certain industries, you already know because you have had that experience what those people say in that career. And that is directly applicable. Let's say Dustin's over here making a film at a bar and you're a bartender. You know exactly what bartenders would say. So when they have to re-record the background bar scene, everybody in the scene is going to be while their main actors are talking, and they record that, and then they go back and re-record all those other people. So if you're a bartender, like, hey, what do you have? I got a screwdriver. What do you? And like, you will know exactly what they say. EMT, doctor, nurse. There's a lot of scenarios in movies and shows where, and these guys that are do this for they're listening. Because I've met a lot of military guys like, oh yeah, we can tell instantly when it's not real because they're like, oh, they would never have said that. You know, they're paying attention. So when you have former military, you have people that are in those type of occupations, and you hire those people to say what they normally say, you get an accurate film, and it sounds better because it's real. You know, so that is a real job that people do. It's no different than people who do stand-ins and then the backgrounds of those physical scenes who are in the bar. You're just doing the voice version of that.
Amazing advice. Let me
No,
give you that. No, for real.
First taste is free.
it's very true, especially when I'm casting for something. If you actually did the thing I'm casting for, you have a really good shot of making
Yeah,
it.
but this is why I tell people if you're an on-camera actor, be good at ADR. Because if you're
Yeah.
not good at ADR, they will find out when it goes to that part of production that you suck. They
Oh,
might have to
yes.
get somebody like me to fill in for you. So be good. Don't just be good at on camera. Don't just be a unique face or a pretty person or a handsome person or whatever term you want to use. Be good at ADR because you need to be able to vocally act as well as you physically and on camera act. So that way it matches up because Heat is a great example. Did you know the entire audio of Heat had to be re-recorded? And most of that is not even Robert De Niro's voice. It is a sound alike. I know. It's insane because the audio was just destroyed by the traffic. They couldn't use any of it. So you never know. And if people are really good at it, you'll never find out that it was any good. But if they're bad at it, it's going to sound like Hercules Goes Bananas with Arnold Schwarzenegger or Buck
Also,
Rogers, like all the old 60s, like, let's go this way and go to the garage. It's,
also,
it's
yeah.
so bad. Lucas has no idea how good he had it that
Uh,
his cast happened to be great at ADR. You would never have known. The audio, his wife and the sound guys saved that film and made it into the multi-billion-dollar franchise it is now.
Juggernaut, that
Because
is.
I've seen the original and it sucks. It's Buck Rogers bad.
Yeah,
It's Christmas special bad.
Christmas.
there
I
you
like
go.
the
No ADR on the
Christmas.
planet could save that thing.
It's so
Even if
true.
Jason Statham was the voice of Chewbacca, it would not fix it.
Oh, Jason. Um, so
No,
John, we do this thing. This last thing we do, we ask our guests the hardest question because we're a movie podcast channel.
Hit me with your best shot. I can answer. I don't know if it'll be good or not.
It's a hard one. What's your favorite movie?
I have a few that I'd qualify for favorite, but a lot of Denzel. A lot of Denzel. All right, okay. I love Book of Eli. It's one of my all-time favorite movies, but I also love the first Equalizer movie. Shawshank Redemption and Green Mile are way right up there. But honestly, I don't think I've had more fun than Deadpool and Wolverine and Transformers 1. Those were just, even if I hadn't worked on them, I've watched them so many times over and over
Or
and over.
solid movie.
Transformers
Even
One's a
compared
great.
to other movies that I worked on, like I love Bumblebee movie, but Transformers One is just, oh,
Right
no.
there.
Anyway, But yeah, that's if I got locked in a bunker, you know what I mean? Like I have a physical media collection of ones that are my favorites that and if it's on cable at Thanksgiving, we're watching. It's just like those certain movies like nope, it's on, we watching this.
Denzel's my dude. That he's probably my favorite
It's
actor.
Denzel. It's Denzel. I heard him say it in an interview. It's Denzel, not Denzel. All right, don't put your hands on me. Take your hands off of me.
Love that man. Nah, he's the only guy to get me to cry. That's for sure. That guy
Dude,
is
uh,
so good.
I even though Book of Eli had such a great twist, it was like Sixth Sense. Even go back and watch, like, wow, it was right in front of my face, and I don't get tired. That's usually when you get a movie that has a huge spoiler. Once
Yeah,
you've seen it once, you're like, eh. This one, I never get sick of it.
so awesome.
That's a great movie.
I could have done with a different actor than Mila Kunis, but other than that, it's like for
Um,
what it was, it's fine. She was fine. She's only in it like 10%, guys. It's a Denzel. It's a Denzel movie.
yeah. That's awesome. John, thanks for joining us, man. You are amazing.
I prefer
Oh,
Epic, but I'll allow it.
And if this was
epic.
all acting, you're awesome, bro. Just how you present
I'm
yourself.
not really. Like I said, and don't take this the wrong way, internet. I'm not really. I'm a boring, bland guy that stays at home and does his job because I really love doing it. I love creating stuff. I'm writing it where this ghost keeps getting in my shot and making my camera pan around.
I was like, who's there?
I'm writing stuff. I'm storyboarding stuff. I'm recording stuff. I'm making content. I'm going to shows. I'm meeting fans, and I'm trying my best not to be socially awkward or stick my foot in my mouth. Thank you. Fair warning that you now you know. Thank you to my co-host. I did not know she had this motion tracker thing on that only works.
That's
It's like
awesome.
the Matrix. But yeah, I really love doing. I can give you a little glance at like there's a little production station over there where we're always doing stuff. So I keep crazy busy with it, as many things as I possibly can. Um, but yeah, it's an ongoing, it's a freaking hustle, like I said. But thanks for having me on. Avid Epic Voice Guy at all the things. Make sure to check out the Doomies coming soon. That's what it says on Disney Plus. That's not my words. And you can play the PUBG Mobile X Transformers crossover for a limited time to the end of the month. And I will be in Wisconsin this coming weekend at Madison Comic Expo. I'll be at Tempe, Arizona at Justice Comics the following weekend. I'll be in Chattanooga the last weekend of September, and keep an eye out on my list for the other ones that I'm obviously probably forgetting. There's going to be one big one though, because when the Funko Pop comes out, I'm definitely going to be at Topanga Mall, over back in my home base area where I've been staying for the past 8 years, because they have a huge pop store there, and I took it in to show them, and they totally freaked out. They're like, "Oh, this is only one, and this is 25%." Or no, I'm sorry, 20% of all the ones in existence right now. So they're like,
That's
so
wild.
yeah, if I dip it in gold and put it on the eBay, what do you think I get?
You gotta
But
sign
also,
it.
I got a ton of new comics. I got some ordered too because I don't know if you guys knew this, you comic book fans out there slash Jeff fans out there. Batman versus Deadpool. Jeff and Crypto are on the cover, so I ordered a smack ton of those guys because I'm just saying Jeff could take Crypto because he ate Pym particles and freaking Infinity Stones. He's got magic, and we all know Crypto and soups are vulnerable to magic. So yabba yabba.
No lies detected.
Crypto gonna be a snack. That's what you get for being a bad dog.
Y'all, thanks for joining us. Thanks having John on, and we'll catch y'all in the next episode of the Movie Extra
Instead
Podcast.
of fishing, catch you.
Yes, yes, yes.